What's up, everybody? How's it going? Hope you're having a nice time. I'm about to have a really bad time on purpose. This game, so... I hope you like horror. And Alien, and H.R. Geiger, and The Sphere. I don't know what to expect here. I really don't know. I've heard a few people talk about this game being really cool and expertly written and coming from a small team that did just like a fantastic job their first time through. And I've purposely not looked up too much of it, though I've seen some stuff on the Steam page that makes me think we're in for some body horror. Or just gore, maybe. So, I haven't seen anything beyond the screen, but look at this! It looks pretty cool already. Like, from what I hear, you've got really cool character development and horror and atmosphere going on. And some nice system mechanics. And from what I can see, well, I have already gone to the bathroom so that there is no piss to scare out. I've gone through the menu a little bit, and aside from, like, this scrolling a little too slowly, I don't know if you can hear that. No, I think my noise gate's cutting it off. I am cranking my wheel. Let me unbind my wheel. Max scroll speed. But that's literally, like, the only criticism I can levy at it so far. Good options. It's got, like, a hint system in here somewhere. I'm keeping most things as default, except for cranking graphics up, because game looks great. Playing in a 1920 by 1080 box. Streaming in a 1920 by 1080 box. Cool thing I've seen, though, they give you a hint guide for free in the game. And if you buy the supporters pack, you get, like, a hyped up art version, which seems pretty cool. But so, I don't know what to expect. I don't know much about this game. We're just gonna start. It's so much darker when a light goes out than if it had never shone. That's true. I've never read any Steinbeck. Not once. I know the name, couldn't name a single book. Already fantastic atmosphere though.
Stationary vessel in position 23 degrees 10 decimal 45 minutes south. 71 degrees 18 decimal 41 minutes west. This is salvage barge Kilo Delta Kilo 12 calling on VH channel 16. Over.
Cool little symbol.
Nothing on the AIS.
Nothing.
Keep trying.
Repeat. Stationary
This looks
vessel
great
in
for an
position,
indie studio.
23 degrees 10 decimal 45 minutes south. 71 degrees 18
Like higher quality,
decimal.
old school Blizzard visuals. Like StarCraft, but really cranked up. And of course, not going for that aesthetic.
Charlie! It's a rig! I think it's drifting!
Rigs can drift?
Says, no, it's definitely stationary. Oil rig. This is salvage barge Kilo Delta Kilo 12 calling on VH channel 16.
I think our boat is way too small for what we're about to encounter. Yeah, nothing here is responding. What did you dig up? Because that's the thing, right?
Deep Sea 15! Shit!
Kane
It's a
Corporation.
Kane Corp rig!
Still no response. No comms, no power.
Maybe they bugged out! Just left instead of dismantling her proper!
Only one way to find out.
That's a lot of assets to leave behind.
You see a docking port up ahead. Hold on tight.
So I think we've got like a cool story with 3 different characters that we can hot swap back in between, which is neat.
Here we go. Please let everything be all right.
Yeah, this looks
Please let
fantastic for a
everything
small
be all
team.
right.
Like, I don't know if these people have done anything before. The devs have been reposting a lot of fan stuff on Twitter, so that's cool. They liked my schedule, and it didn't even have, like, their hashtag in it. Fury on the waves.
Okay, we're tied off.
Cool and
Rain
good.
may be letting up too.
And the foxhounds are live and sniffing.
Foxhound mapping network connected.
We really think these mapping drones are worth it.
We have to map
They look
the
cool.
whole thing. With the salvage reports, there's no way we do that without drones. And we're borrowing them, Mac, not buying them.
Borrowing has a price too.
Look at it, Mac. If it's empty, this changes everything for us.
Not everything.
Does it?
Sorry.
Can you even
right.
salvage anything from here?
I'm gonna head into the rig.
It's a big official
let's sync the
corporate rig.
QSDs.
Like I imagine all rigs are.
Device. Shared storage is now current.
That's convenient.
Yeah, I still can't find the spare device though.
Oh, it's on Moses. I needed its battery.
Great. QSD on a toy bear. It'll be passing as seashells and barnacles.
He's more than a toy.
Works for me. Quantum storage sounds cool. We got ender chests. Use an item by selecting it from your inventory. Clicking on an interactive location on the puzzle screen. You can only use items on a puzzle pop-up screen. Right click is ping. Oh, cool. Ping to highlight locations of the environment. Blue means interactive. Green means description. Share an item by selecting it and then clicking on a portrait, or grab an item by hovering over a portrait and choosing the item. So you can, maybe it wasn't hot swapping characters, but you can like just instantaneously give items and take items from any characters you can control by the sound of it. I don't know what buttons these are. Open the PDA to view archive conversations, logs, collectibles, place items in the special inventory slots, and manipulate them. Mac can break, bend, and crush an item. Charlie can repair or combine items. Switch characters by selecting their portrait. It's a cool concept. Sophisticated robot kids. Oh! Variety of workbenches have been set up around the deck. Preparation for any salvage or broken tools that may require repair or adjustment. There's a workbench down here. Oh my god, text. Sophisticated robotic kid's toy casts a forlorn figure. Patchy fur betrays its age. However, this rare Mr. Kibbles model boasts a learning AI on par with modern alternatives. Variety of sentimental knickknacks occupy the wooden shelf. The rough sea has shifted some of Hope's favorite books. Bathed in the glow shed by the fairy lights, the thick blankets promise warmth and security. I don't know about that. Let's check out these letters. Final notice, payment due.
How are we going to... It's just... never ending.
We're still on our boat, huh? Family photograph of Mac, Charlie, and Hope. Yeah, what's up, Teddy? It's an isometric horror game. I just arrived at a seemingly unmanned oil rig. Cherished memory frozen in time. Can I look at picture?
Oh,
Cool.
I keep waiting. But... fool's errand.
Look at these
Never
StarCraft
hurts any less.
icons. I kind of like it. Ooh. Is that my ping? That's my ping. Space and right click. Ping. Double click to run.
We should really get rid of these. But yet,
Can I talk to you? No talking. Alright. And we're docked. No, we're not. Rainwater drips from the crib's bulging wood. Bassinet's pink paint has been worn away by the weather, and salt water has seeped through the little mattress. As a result, the impression left by a sleeping figure has almost vanished. I can't do anything with the workbench yet, huh? The ocean. Dark ocean seeps into the horizon, an oscillating canvas upon which a full moon radiates, illuminating the ocean rig in the absence of functioning exterior lighting. A persistent breeze tumbles past the ship from the side, carrying with it a now familiar scent of salt and rust. That's a lot of food icons in an umbrella. I think I'm the food out here. Congealed and rusty scraps trawled from the ocean's depths. Trawled from the ocean's depths. Unfortunately, much of this metal has been corroded by sea wash and acid rain, rendering it useless. I don't know why I'm stuttering over a bunch of words. Ship's helm is a chaotic jumble of old equipment, charts, and novels weathered by use. An entrenched aroma of caffeine emanates from the dashboard-mounted espresso machine. Gotta have an espresso machine. Cell recharge. Salvager wouldn't be caught dead without a power cell recharge station. Fair enough. Here's my, game menu. Big ol' log. Wow, cool. Look at that. Fox End. What is Fox End? How do I get to my... Okay, ping. I get it. Open log. Cool. This is kind of retro looking. Like, it's clearly modern. And it had no problem defaulting to, my main monitor resolution, even though I'm going in 1080 right now. So it looks fantastic, but it's kind of retro looking. Back to our tutorial. Always solve our problems with a knife and duct tape. Almost nothing. Can't survive with duct tape. Can use my strength to bend, break, or smash object in the inventory. Item must be in the adjacent inventory slot first. So here. So I could go that and break it. But I don't want to. These are going to be my other character portraits. These are probably just dividers and then inventory. I was expecting my inventory to be a little bit bigger than that. Okay. What else we got? Ship's comm tower kept sturdy and functional throughout the years through the liberal and rigorous application of welded steel and duct tape. See? Everything with duct tape. Void black broth slaps anxiously between the two holes as if distressed by the chafing proximity of ship and structure. Various plastic detritus clings desperately to the structure wall and refuses the refuse of a once active workspace. Retractable bridge. In addition to providing a convenient means to board and disembark, it also proves helpful when attempting to improvise access to salvage, lacking any crew to roll out a welcome. Spotlights that illuminate the Deep Sea 15 logo are either off or non-functional, the loudest tell that the rig has been abandoned and discarded. Oh wow, the first two messages. I'm blocking that little YouTube heart emote. I didn't realize the first two messages were gone. Yeah. So, I know very little about this game, but one thing I do know is we're going to get 3 characters. So you're totally right. 3 character portraits down here, right? And I think at any point, as long as I'm not in the middle of an action scene or running away from something, I'm guessing, you can swap in between the characters, and they can all share the same inventory. So your characters can do different things. I just forgot his name. What's this guy? Mac. He's not Mac. He said the Mac can be broken, so that's something else. This dude can bend, break, smash things because he big and strong. Someone else can repair stuff, and someone else can hack stuff. But you can have characters... He called it like a quantum inventory or quantum storage. So you can have characters in completely different parts of the map and game. And if you get something in your inventory, you can swap to a different character, and then they can interact with that same item because you share an inventory. I think. Oh, that's
Okay,
a little...
let's see.
Oh,
let's
nice.
see.
Blue sky systems closely active. All systems nominal.
Radio check, video check, vitals check.
I hear you. You seeing what I'm seeing?
Mm-hmm. Plug suits live. Signal is good. This rig is massive.
It doesn't look scuttled either. There's way too much equipment left behind.
Yeah, it looks abandoned. Various panels seem to have been pried from the flooring, though the reason for this is unclear. As a result, puddles of rainwater have pooled into the exposed architecture. Ooh. Containers seem to have been packed and placed in preparation for loading them onto a ship. However, the extensive weathering from the elements suggests such a ship never came. Let's check out this PDA. It's just lying here, conveniently highlighted. Decrypting local PDA. Kane Corp rig. Kurt Dog Darren, the motorman. Weather report from people inside. I think I'm still like on the outside. I just got off my ship and onto the rig. So I think I'm just outside. But I don't think things are going to be much better inside. You know what I mean. Looks like another lab is being set up on the Mule. Yesterday's cargo resupply had at least a dozen stasis pods. This morning I processed a sizable neural cortex vat suspended in jelly. Not gonna lie, it made me kind of hungry. Real life, the cemetery is flooded. I think it's fair to call this a cemetery. Is this not just like a go back point that I can't interact? Oh, I can. Nice. Stacked cargo appears to contain disk drives. Water has found its way in, though, and it's unlikely any of the data survived. Sitting idle and unpowered, a Luna satellite dish idles, rust slowly claiming its surface. The amount of cargo left strewn about suggests the dish's demise may have come earlier. This cargo seems to hold the personal effects of some of the crew who worked here, awkwardly handled and imperfectly sealed.
That is a long way down.
17.5 meters.
I could make it across that beam.
Nuh-uh, no way. It's too dangerous. I'll find another way across.
Yeah, let's not go tightrope walking on an oil rig. Awkwardly handled and imperfectly sealed. It seems they were in a panicked haste. Imagine we're gonna find out why pretty quick. Damn, you get little data points on everything. Curtain of dark runnels coats the wall below. I've never heard the word runnels, betraying the presence of leaks within the piping. Darkness swallows the other side of the landing as the sound of groaning steel structures echoes in the wind. I can try the door or go this way. Let's try the door. Thick layer of storm shutter has been lowered. Fortunately, it can be opened with a light tug on the driving chain, or thick layer of grime is collected within the deeper recesses here, which I can't see, so let's open it up. Oh, cool.
Found the power generator. It's not spinning.
Explains why we didn't pick up any radio chatter. Think we can get it running?
Well, it's locked up, but...
What's up, Davis?
Yeah, looks intact.
Hold on.
Okay,
I'm
looks a
coming
little
up.
concerning. I'm a little concerned. I'll be honest. Are you our hacker lady? Cool. So you can just hot swap back and forth in between characters. Very neat. You...
I forget how frighteningly beautiful the ocean is at night.
But you're on a
Frightening,
boat all
right?
day.
Especially during a storm.
Though there be fury on the waves,
How are you doing,
beneath
Davis?
them, there is none.
Says who?
Yeah, it could be extra frightening below the waves, actually. I can use my technical skills to fix objects in the inventory. 2 items must be in the adjacent inventory slot first. 2 items. So do you need like a tool to fix stuff? But she's got the skills for it?
Times like this, wish I had something to pray to.
Nah, it's fine.
Please.
You'll be fine.
Let this all be okay. Let it be okay.
It is indeed a sheet of darkness out here to swallow people up.
Deep
That can be
Sea
kind of
15.
beautiful.
What is this place?
Also
Who
terrifying.
cares? Let's figure out if it's empty, claim the title, and get out of here.
Well, this one may warrant some overtime.
I think we're gonna...
That looks heavy.
Yeah, no way I'm getting that open by myself.
So... let's go this way then. Our drones are ahead of us, scanning everything out. There's so much little detail. Terry Runnels is a famous woman wrestler. That's cool. It's probably not the same thing. The name probably doesn't have the same origin as, like, the piping and wires running along the side of things. But I've never heard that as, like, a noun instead of a name, right? Just a thing. That's cool, though. I'd never heard of that. The Vantage provides a beautiful view of the oceanic expanse through the vista. Highly questionable absence of a railing against a sudden drop results in a vague sense of acrophobia. A network of service pipes spread throughout the facility, veins of the industrial body. Dense cluster of electronic wires and cabling being opened and exposed like this and for so long is a grim prospect for any functional electronics inside. Indeed, metastasized corrosion is eaten away at the Deep Sea 15's signage. I can't interact with the holographic door. Steel walls here seem to have been built doubly thick. While common in construction and casing and containing high-pressure environments, it strikes you as somewhat unusual to find such a sturdy wall housing rig facilities. Wonder if they knew what they were getting into. Junction box. Massive fan blades dissipate heat from the electropump power generation room below. Yeah, it's very much an isometric, like, point-and-clicky game. Like, I heard some people talk about the writing in this being excellent. It's not disco style, but you are, like, investigating a lot of the land and area and stuff. And I don't even know if it has combat. I'm probably just going to be running away from it. Actually, no, I think I've seen shots on Steam of, like, gunfire. I don't know if that's like an event or something we're going to have to be doing. She's a Runnel in real life. Fair enough. You ditch the moves liquid. Like snake liquid? A pair of freshwater tanks store water for us to use by the crew. You're not quite sure how fresh the water is though, considering how long it may have been standing here. Yeah, safe to completely avoid that shit, actually. More hastily packed luggage, intermixed with containers filled with spare parts. Everybody just super abandoned this place. The informative poster features basic information on the power distribution layout of the DS-15. Code AA, FG, JJ, and AA is legible. But I can interact with that one. Start push button. We want to go with JJ. And look, it's a fucking QR code. Scan now for a jump scare. Let's check out this junction box. You're a techie. Heavy storm gate mechanisms components are shielded by the earthed enclosure. Do your techie thing. Shit. Okay. Broken control unit. Regulates and integrates the operations of the door mechanism. Unfortunately, it looks like its fuse is blown out. I wonder if we have... I guess here's the chain. It's not moving. I wonder if I have to go back to the ship. Like, grab some tools. No chat? What if... Take his duct tape, or just give it to him. Hey, you! Break this thing until it's fixed. He can't do it. Okay. I just wanted to see what would happen. So everybody's got their own inventory, but you can automatically hot swap inventories just whenever. I like that. Still can't use the workbench. Let me see if there's anything in here I can use. I never tried using the super toy. It's an interactable.
Hey, Moses. Silly bear.
Man! Why does the stuffed bear have to be so creepy? Cool. He's out of power. Monsieur Hope? Like, that face is too human. Maybe that's our third character, though. I need to find, then... I don't think our cell recharge station is going to have a fuse on it. This is bad! Yeah, no, I need a fuse. Right. I need something to charge. Okay, let's leave then. I need a fuse. She said she could walk across this beam, which seems like a horrible idea. Maybe I can take... No, PDA wouldn't have the same fuse. Oh, there's multiple logs here. Thing about the jelly and making me hungry. I forwarded the security protocols to fullest. Unfortunately, the asshole still has me by the balls, and he knows it. Thought it was just in my head, but the more I listened, the more convinced I became that it was real. I asked everyone around me if they could hear it too, but they all just looked at me like I was crazy. I couldn't shake the feeling that the music was there, though. It was so faint and ethereal, like it was coming from another world. Never had an experience like this before, and it's really unsettling. I wish someone else could have heard the music too, so I wouldn't feel so alone in this. Investigate and order treatments for cybernetic degradation due to salt air. Order a mag lift coupler bracket. Investigate required spares for gas turbines and worn gate components. Order security latches from the maintenance lab. Check for new food and film catalogs. I fear that I may not express myself correctly if I try to tell you how much you mean to me. To Babs! Pending delivery. He never sent it. The coward. I'm working on digging us out of the debt hole that I unwillingly put us in. Oh, you're already together. Never mind about the coward thing. I can only imagine the shock and disappointment you felt when you found out. I was sure the investment was good, but I recognize now that I have a lot to learn. I fully expect to repay the company and get you out of the debt holding facility in 5 years. Holy shit. I was going to make a crypto joke like, damn, you're bad at investments, but your dear Babs is in a debt holding facility? That's like some Fortuna stuff. I have a surefire way of making a ton of cash. I need to pay off a few game debts, then I can get my system running again. You'll always be right here in my heart, no matter where I am. Love, Kurt. Kurt, you fucked up. Pill pushers told me to start keeping a dream journal, so here it is. Same dream I have every night. I'm in a magnificent chapel. Large red and black stained glass windows with emblazoned images of Jesus and Mary are staring back at me. 1,000 voices hum in the background. I look down and have no arms, legs, or torso. My head is part of a seething mass of goop. I scream and the entire mass vibrates and I start humming the same tune. My lips are forced to move against my will. A human figure enters from the vestibule and tears my tongue from my mouth. I'm forced to look at the figure. It speaks, but I do not understand its speech. Father Melvin would be proud that 3 years of religious education have finally borne fruit. Ah, this last bit does not follow from this nightmare shit. My dreams are sometimes kind of all over the place, but like, not like this. That's vivid. And gross. Yucca paste 4 crates, 128 bags per crate. Don't confuse berry for strawberry. 25 bio days suit gel pack. Order tube, cable, and piping spare for the mule, including replacing a mile of melted 10-inch steel core cable. What the hell could fry this line in the freezing Pacific? I'm guessing this is a mile-long cable. That part of it got melted. Not a mile of cable was evaporated. Granted, either is kind of scary. Calcium injector units. Captain, are there any issues with the DS-15 outgoing mail? I've been trying to get a hold of my mother for the last month, and every message I've sent is still marked as pending delivery. Come to my settings a dozen times. I'm hesitant to push too hard since Kane takes care of my mother as part of my contract, but she's the only reason I put up with this literally shit work and criminal pay. Spent the last 2 mornings unclogging sewage and scraping more of Kay's sorted experiments off the assorted containers. I think I deserve the right to check up on her. Can you help me out, Cap? Bell maintenance keeps tipping the electrics up here, which is a pain in my ass. Kurt do this, Kurt do that, Kurt fix this. So I'm going to bypass Substation 1 and Substation 4, nuke them both from the system. Of course, that could result in catastrophic fire, but that would be someone else's problem. No juice for the entire platform means a vacation for me. He calls himself Kurt Dog. Never give yourself a nickname. That's the worst. Dreams have stopped, but the chorus has gotten louder. I can now make out some of the words. Apple trees and pear trees are in blossom. Mists above the winding river float. Corrupted log. Quarantine order. Great, cool. Polis's drone races are on hiatus, which is bitter news. Worse yet, the quarantine went into effect before the last results and payouts were distributed. So I'm left twiddling my thumbs, waiting for this whole thing to blow over. I can feel in my gut that I won something, maybe even one big. I can't help wondering if the greedy bugger isn't using the quarantine as a cover to cut me out. 65 log entries erased remotely. Cap's wife came up from the mule in a body bag. Please keep me safe in your care, Kane, the big company who owns this oil rig. Help me to feel your presence and know that I am never alone. Protect me from all harm and guide me on my path. You seem like you're talking about the company in a religious manner, buddy. She can try to go across the beam.
Can do this.
Charlie, I mean it. We can't afford this right now.
What does that mean?
It means when risks catch up with you, they catch up with me too.
It's fair, but she still wants to do it, and I don't have a fuse for this thing. I'm out of options. Just hold on to the cables, right?
Charlie, goddammit.
I
Well,
need it, Mac. It's fine.
It
not
was fine
fine.
this time.
I know my limits.
That's not the point.
I don't know about
The point
that.
is, if you get hurt with our debt, we lose the boat too. Haven't we lost enough?
That's why we're here.
Also, the beam I was walking on just fell. Chloriona. Death drop. Cavernous area below hums with turbulent winds and echoes of ocean waves bearing down on the structure supports. Bent balustrade. Something large and heavy forced these balustrades to near collapse. Whether it fell into the ocean below or was cleared by hand, no trace of the culprit remains. It got here, too, so it's not like it just barreled down this way. More double-layered steel walls encase the facility interiors. The cost must have been staggering. That begs the question as to why it was felt they were needed. A cumbrous aluminum enclosure. Kind of like encumbered? Cumbered? Okay. A cumbrous aluminum enclosure stuffed with a chaotic assortment of exotic apparatus and equipment. Let's not walk across another beam. The last one honestly didn't turn out too well. Void. Section of the ocean rig has suffered from the violent gravity of collapsing architecture, tearing away walkways and supports as they fall from above. Guess I have no option. Our techie girl. They invested in a thesaurus for this game. Yeah, this is a small team, too, from what I understand. Like, I think this is their first game.
A lot of damage here. Storm must have done this.
I don't think
Please
a
be
storm
careful.
did that.
This isn't my first rodeo, Mac.
Fucking famous last words when you aren't Nick Cage. Not Nick Cage. No, yeah, that's the fucking Marvel commander's name. Prolonged exposure to the elements has essentially entrapped the crane within a thick coating of rust. This damage was not done by a storm. Condensation blankets the interior portal window, but a dull light allows you to make out the various shapes of machinery within. On the outside of the window, oxidation has accumulated over time, sealing it shut. Also, something super
Looks like
broke.
this is the only way in.
It's broke.
It's rusted shut.
Twisted handrail. A warped handrail, likely victim to the same occurrence that took out the rest of the walkway. I don't... I need the other dude over here who's strong. I guess I can pass the duct tape around, right? So I could maybe try to duct tape something. But what? A twisted rod. Heavy-duty rod looks as if it was part of the crane and was hastily jammed into the window hinge to keep it very securely shut. Can I open it now? I mean, it's still rusted. Okay. Still need a fuse. Got a bent rod, though. I feel like I need to go back to the other character, but I don't have anything for anyone to use. The walkway leading to the crew facilities has become a twisted mass of steel cables. What if I try walking across this one? Will I fall? Maybe inside? I think there's still ocean beneath me, though. Can't go back. Let's hang out here for a bit. Swap over. If I highlight you, well, you can just see her whole inventory. Cool. Well, we can't do anything. I don't have... Drone, where do you go?
Something's not right. All this equipment, why would they leave it?
You've heard of gift horses, I presume.
Yeah. And Trojan horses.
Right. I think assuming this place is a gift horse is the wrong idea. So, JJ, but I still can't interact with this.
Door won't budge.
Yeah. Rig this size, those bulkheads are magnetically sealed.
Oh, gross. It's gonna be extra hard to open up. Can I go this way? Can't go that way. I can't... Here, let me switch back. I'm gonna do something really dumb. Give me that duct tape. They don't combine. Twisted metal rod does not work as a fuse. Fair. Big fair. Can I use the twisted metal rod to, like, jam open the door? No, it looks like I need to take these off. And also some fucking strength. Yeah. Well, you gotta try, right? Ping? Oh. Cool, so you can ping, like, objects you're looking at. Okay, in that case, let's look at some shit again. No, this is all I could mess with. I need to find a fuse, is what I need. And there wasn't one. God, then, like, what are my characters' names? I don't even know my characters' names. Oh, I can't interact with this anymore. Let's go back to the boat. There's got to be something. So guys have face tattoos. They both have... It's hard to see it. He might, actually, up here. They both have some, like, what look like cyber tattoos around their eyes. Can I... No. I wanted this thing to have a fuse that I could take. And I can't use my fucking workbench. Let's see. Can you bend this back into shape? I can. Straightened rod. Though it looks like the middle is kind of mesh. Yeah, baby. Now that's a decent weapon that may just come in handy. Oh. Oh, no. But that means I can pass weapons around. I have made a weapon. Forehead? Yeah, of the... Did it say forehead? I read it as forward the first time. Or you mean like forehead tattoos? Yeah. Can you use the straightened rod to pry open the door? No, that's not how these things work. Here, instead of using the mechanism that we have to fix, just use the straightened rod on it. No? Okay. You know what? Smart. You can't use that as a fuse, right? Good. These are all very dumb ideas I'm playing around with, but I'm like immediately out of ideas. And that's the only thing you can interact with over here. I've looked at everything else. Wow, I feel like I've... Damn, I've been going for 46 minutes already? I feel like I've been playing this game for 10 minutes and was immediately stuck. Like, I'm missing a thing, which is odd, because this game has a really cool system of being able to point out literally everything. So what am I missing? I can interact with this, but I already have. JJ. But this doesn't apply to anything yet. And I can't go interact with this anymore. can just travel and look at the PDA I've already spent too much time looking at. All right. Give me this. No, it won't let me bring it out here. Maybe put it in hand? He's not wielding it. Damn. I like the look of this game a lot. And I like the mechanic of being like, here's the shit you can interact with. Let me bash open the window with our broken control unit. This also does not work, clearly. Okay. Dumb ideas, right? Dumb ideas. You have a hole in you, super toy. Yeah, of course. It irks me that there's a workbench here and it's not an interactable. Yeah, I just tried to put the rod in the monkey. And
Fuse housing is totally rusted. Gotta fix it at some point. You know,
right.
with all the free time that I've got.
Tried doing this already. This doesn't want to go here. Because I'm probably going to find an empty fuse and have to use this. Oh, there's my fuse. Which, alright, beautiful. Progress has been made. This dude is strong. He can just peel back metal. Let's fix some shit.
These fuse boxes are tricky, but the control unit should work now.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that fuse. Okay, progress. Missed it while FF14ing. How's that going for you? I was collecting some more blue mage spells earlier today. Just beat the Ultros and Typhon fight. There's the door. Oh, and the, like, stage 25 masked carnival blue mage thing. An old but secure graphene magnetic lock secures the sliding gate.
Need something to pry this lock.
Oh, you mean like something straight and metallic? Too bad someone lost our crowbar, isn't it?
Hey, that seagull was eating my sandwich.
So you threw it over sea? Very smart. Hey, you've been through 2 dungeons. Satasha and Tomtara, most likely. They're like aggressively okay and then bad in comparison to the rest of the game.
And got it. Now let's get that power back on.
I would really appreciate that.
Useless door locking magnetism. Oh, they already did NPCs for a lot of that. You'll find a lot of the dungeons will let you use NPCs now. Honestly, you'll probably be fine trusting random people in dungeons. It's rare to fail. Most content in FF14 is pretty easy, unless you want to do like a Savage, Extreme, or Ultimate version of something. Even the hard versions of dungeons, really not that bad. Like, as a tank, my worry would be I'm not going fast enough for the rest of the team. But it's really easy to do. Well, yeah, if you don't like dealing with people, that trust system is super nice, right? You can do that for not all. There's definitely like some bits of that game that they haven't implemented that for yet, but a lot of it, you can use that trust system to just go in with NPCs. And it's cool because they'll say like plot relevant things. And they're all fine. Real people will be better. Like always. But they're fine. And at least, yeah, going in like that, you'll know like any big screw-ups are on you. Because the only way your team fails is if like you're the healer. And you don't heal them enough. Otherwise, they all know to like get out of the way of enemy attacks enough and how to do... It's great. It's great. It's a good system. They're slowly turning that MMO into a single-player game. Or you're the tank and you're not tanking. Yeah, but that's a little hard, because they just stick around you until you engage. Unless sometimes you get close enough that you don't attack, but your allies run forward and start combat. Then, yeah, you could totally let them die. To activate these old rig turbines, a gas catalyst is used. The old mechanism powers the entire platform, which is rather remarkable. Energy is distributed throughout the rig by this massive machinery. This complex apparatus increases the voltage of the power generation system. Well, you don't even really have, like, threat... Wait. Do you have tank stance at your level? Because as soon as you have... You have one? As soon as you have... Like, so, taunt... Yeah, you should pretty much always be... You should always have tank stance on as a tank. There will be times where it's not on automatically. But you should pretty much always have it on, because that means everything you do draws like 100 times more aggro than anything else. The only time you'll see other people draw aggro is if like a healer throws regen on you immediately before you actively hit something. Otherwise, things should pretty much always be targeting you. Yeah, this is great.
Out of fuel, looks like.
Empty fuel cylinder. Hose is super patchy. What are you? Rust away! Well. Yeah, that was probably a bad idea, actually. Oh, look at this. Back. That's neat. Ah, you used to tank back in WoW. You'll do fine. You'll do totally fine. You'll have, like, taunt. And, I think it's called, like, shirk or something like that. Where you can automatically grab aggro, like, forcefully grab it from a single target, or forcefully remove aggro, and you will only ever use those in like content that's actually moderately difficult or above, as opposed to normal difficulty, when you have to like have 2 tanks juggling aggro for certain moves. So don't worry about those for a really, really long time, or ever. Never in the MSQ, at least. Babies can run for at least a week without needing a refill. I assume this injects fuel into the gas turbine and starts the power generation process. The cylinder is bone dry. Charlie has small fingers and an eye for repairing tiny rips, so I'm sure she will be able to fix this up. Here, Charlie, you go ahead and take this. Oh, he just has a mech arm. I almost lost my mech arm to this stuff once. You take this too. Let me out. Nothing else to grab over here, but rust away. Rust away should work over here, right?
Rest in peace.
Good work there.
Thanks. Heading inside.
I feel like I'm clicking right. Oh. I knew you'd have to take these off. You know what? Take that just in case.
Oh, whoa. It's dark.
And immediately
here.
bloody. Crates are stacked in a way that clearly suggests they were intended as a barricade. Hey, what do you have to say about this, Charlie? This looks bad. Yeah.
Elevated heart rate detected.
Oh my god.
Yeah, drone, get over here,
Charlie.
please.
What is that?
It's a body.
Okay, that's it. Get back to the boat.
No, Mac. It's okay.
It's okay?
I don't know about things being okay.
A really messed up one, too. We're out of here. Authorities
Yeah.
can deal with this.
It's not like we haven't seen bodies before. Remember the Starfall?
Are you
That was
seriously
different.
looking
It was a
at that?
contract.
Like,
We knew there
I've
was
seen
going
it.
to be-
And now we know the same thing here.
Charlie,
We can do this.
we don't have
Yeah,
any
Mac is
idea what's
100%
going on
right.
here. Whatever killed him could kill us too.
Exactly. We don't know. We don't know if it's dangerous or if it isn't.
Are you
So,
fucking
we stay until we
stupid,
find
Charlie?
Charlie,
Just a little further.
Are you fucking stupid,
We
Charlie?
need this. We need it. You know I'm right.
I think you're fucking
a
wrong.
little further. The next time I call it, it's called.
She's gonna get. I mean, she's already stuck. She can't actually. She doesn't have a way back. So that's like the actual argument. Oh, they've talked about like being super in debt, and if they don't get anything off of this expedition, they're gonna lose their boat, and then what? So like fair, right? Hey, what's up, Tiberian? I've been all right. I'm a little tired, but doing fine now. But walking over here and seeing this and being like, we've seen bodies before. Like, what is even happening here? This doesn't look like a thing you've just casually seen before. You know? You should risk the boat. This is extra? Yeah. Exactly. This is the horror movie moment where any sane, well-written character, which is why you can't have those in horror movies, would be like, no, I'm out. I'm out. This is bad. Whatever's going on here, shit sucks. Don't do it. Look, these are bowels. A wispy web of meat stretches lazily upward, whatever craft or device holding them aloft, hidden in the darkness above. The strands dance and oscillate in time with dust particles brought to life by the drafty air. Beads of blood hanging from the tendrils, each reflecting a dot of light, a profane decoration upon necrotic wings. Yeah, that seems, bad. Right. Meat webs. Something did this with its bowels. Or the bowels just came out of him and did that. Both are horrifically bad options. How have you been, Tiberian? I'm staring at meat bells. It's pretty cool looking. Imposing equipment looms over the back of the room, likely a dormant filter or processor for specific liquids. Also seems to have been used as an impromptu location to store scrap. What's the PDA say? We're gonna get to the flayed man in just a minute. Wow, you look like a brat, Steven. Been assigned to assist Dr. Elspeth should she require anything to be lifted or transported. Apparently her bones are messed up, soft as chalk. Feels like I'm on Vulcan Death Watch again. Did I mention she smells like zinc and brimstone? I don't think you ever want to be described as smelling like zinc and I don't even know what zinc smells like, but you don't want to be described as smelling like brimstone. 37 logs remotely erased. This corporation wants to cover some shit up. You've been sleeping when you're not supposed to? So you haven't been around? It's fine. If you need some sleep, get some sleep, man. Sometimes you can build up a sleep deficit, but not a sleep surplus. So, like, if you're in need of sleep, definitely get some sleep. It's important for a lot of health. So we've lost comms with the mule. Possible to say for sure, but all the connections going dead simultaneously doesn't seem like a mechanical error. Yeah, there's a lot of this stuff that strikes me as kind of retro. Like the intro CGI cutscene reminded me a lot of like old StarCraft stuff, but very updated. These kind of portraits remind me of like StarCraft stuff. Get some sleep, Deus. Thanks for coming out. Definitely have fun with 14. We'll pal around in that at some time. But yeah, thanks for coming out. I'll see you next time. I'll talk to you soon. Have more fun with that 14 music. It's fantastic. But yeah, there's a lot of this that looks very much like old point-and-click adventure games, and that's very much kind of how it's billed. I have no idea how combat works yet. I hear our occupying force is communicating below just fine. Guarantee they've noticed the mule's comms are down and they don't seem bothered. Captain, my take, they cut the comms to control flow of info from the mule. Don't want anyone accidentally learning what's happening down there. If I'm right, they're doing cleanup rather than containment. We need to make sure we don't start looking like we need a wash. So you're definitely doing something weird. Am I on an alien planet or just somewhere out in the ocean? I don't know. Cap told me that most systems have been shut down remotely. Any attempt to use them brings up an error saying Deep Sea 15 no longer exists, as it's now listed as lost. I did stuff like this during my time with Blue Haven in the 70s. We called it Goat Fuck Operation. Evacuate what personnel and data we can, then burn the place to the ground. Standard procedure was to set the site to self-destruct. This buys time to generate plausible deniability and shape an internal narrative. To just personal logs. Captain, to the entire list of whoever. Texting all channels. Is anyone there? Last thing I remember was helping move cargo, captain's orders, and then something heavy hit me on the head, knocking me out. Dr. Elspeth was the only one in the room with me. I woke up covered in blood and not a living soul around. What the hell happened here? You killed the thing. Ton of debris washed up on the landing, life jackets and equipment from the Sebastian. I won't tell the captain. He is not coping well. Yeah, 2070s, 2170s, different planet. I'm not sure. It's definitely the future. One of my characters has, like, a metal robo arm. Sweet mother, the bell came back and something climbed out. I heard screams, and they didn't sound human. Like, the game has some neat stuff going on. I can just kind of, like, hit space or right-click, and immediately I can see little info blurbs about anything, or blue stuff that I can... That's... Oh, these chains. I thought I saw a thing walking away from me. But, like, so this character, Charlie, you can put 2 items over here and fix stuff. And this dude has a robo arm that you can kind of sort of see. Regular arm, robo arm. So he's strong and can bend, break, or smash objects. Yeah, you could have one of those now, but I get the feeling his is a little bit stronger. Don't tell the captain. Heard screams. Not human. Cap, I got the sentry gun up and running. By some miracle, I also got the DNA sniffer working. So if we can get a sample of that skin job, we can target it specifically. I've seen these rounds perforate tank plating out in the field, so anything that gets so much as grazed will be reduced to chunky mince. The battery was fried, so I spliced its cabling into our power grid. Should stay operational while we have power, and it has ammo. Also, uploads to Luna finished while I was working, so they got whatever data they wanted. Soon after, the system started doing a local scrub of our servers. It took a while, but I managed to catch that as it was scrubbing every mention of this operation from our systems. I have a feeling our time is up, and that's the bit that scrubbed a whole bunch of logs. All you hear is TikTok. Dude, a bunch of people are the same. He's talking about a different TikTok, though, for sure. Goat fuck operations always end up in a large explosion. No explosion? Sid didn't make it. Heard his scream, and then he was gone. Cap, you were sleeping when I left. I'm heading out now to deal with the old generator. The gas needs a refill. I should be done before anything gets to hell, or goes to hell. Lock the door just in case. This was all a while ago, because shit was, like, since rusted since I got here. You remember this, the school bringing in someone without an arm to show us how a robot arm was back in the 90s? Yeah, people definitely always had, like, prosthetics that could kind of do things and even grip stuff. But these are... My character in this game definitely has, like, a super functional cyborg arm. But yeah, those things have only gotten cooler as time goes on. I think most people still want to keep their arms, but all those prosthetics are definitely getting a lot better. Like, you used to see movies from, like, the 70s or 80s where people had, like, hook hands that could kind of sort of grab things, and they'd be, you know, pissed off at them because writing was like, disability, But you don't see that too much anymore. In part because that shit's gotten better, and in part because they're a little bit more sensitive about it, right? Need to head out to grab some supplies and start jury-rigging that long-range radio so this works out for our benefit. This sounds sentimental, but somewhat ridiculous given the circumstances, but I will grab some flowers from cold storage. I know Yvette loved yellow daisies, and we would feel better if we sent her off respectively. So, several people dead. A couple of other things I can interact with. The final meal of a sacrificed man has spilled on the ground. In the dim light, the slaughter-soaked concrete glistens. Bowel tendrils. What do we have to say about this flayed man?
This looks
Like what?
like
Extra
it's
gross.
staged, like a ritual.
It very much looks like a ritual,
Is that
Charlie.
supposed to make me feel better?
No, she's just investigating, but like... Wait, I can interact with the hand, but not this? What is that? He had mechanical implants in the hand. But the rust be gone. Got removed. Can I pry? No. Can I duct tape out the... No. Okay. I don't know what I need the damaged hose for. Probably just need to repair it to put it back into the fueling machine, to be honest. Variegated hanging chains clink quietly in the soft currents of the draft. I couldn't go around south, so we gotta go this way. Elevator doors are operated by this control panel. Out of order. Extremely out of order. It's unclear what purpose this piece of equipment serves. Best guess is that it analyzes whatever is dropped into the receiver, but it's impossible to know without power. Good old tarp. A couple of these weighty foil tarps have been used to cover the steel framework piercing through the center of the room. Though not much headway was made before the attempt was abandoned. Yeah, it's not like fully covered or
Look
anything.
at this. Fuel cylinder resupply station.
Functional?
Looks it.
That'll come in handy.
It will. Give me that. I'm gonna take this too. I threw my previous screwdriver at a dolphin. Matt gets too angry too quick. He throws tools at birds and shit off the boat. What else? I see. The only code I've come across so far has been AA, which, no. I haven't seen Samurai Unicorn. PS1 era graphics? No, I do like remote stuff. Oh, I didn't even have to press anything over here. Interesting. Maybe I'll come across other fuel canisters that are different. Mac, you take this. Now I've got to find some way to fix the hose. Can I just duct tape the hose, actually? Why did I not think of this?
And
There we go.
voila! airtight.
There you go again. Using fancy words, making yourself look smarter than me.
Airtight is not a fancy word.
I don't need fancy words for that.
Airtight is not a fancy word. Mac. And more barricade. Which means... I think I'm done here. Because this probably needs power, right?
Damn. Without power, this elevator's not going anywhere.
Working on
Nice
it.
little progress.
Work faster.
Back to Mac. Maybe he meant voila. I don't know that Mac is smart enough. He seems very much the grunt. Let's put the tube back. Put the full fuel canister back. That looked like it was leaking and not airtight. You maybe want to stand back, Mac. Look! Holy shit!
Mac, where are you? Where are you?
Wow. Okay. Fully rendered death scenes, huh? I did just die.
I get the feeling the solution on this one has to be more than one piece. Might need to look around for the answers.
Thank you, Mac. Oh, I see. Oh! I think the fuel that was put into this pump was the wrong fuel. But I can do this pattern, right? To give it the right fuel. That's hilarious. Okay, there's going to be a lot of dying in this game. Clear the pump. God, what was the pattern? Let me go back to Mac real quick. Dude, his fucking head just melted off. 14313. Oh, I got it. 14313. I mean, that looks the same. Is the problem. Mac. Take this fuel canister. Does this do it? Hey! It worked. Correct fuel. Now we get the control station. Switch distribution control and put correct substation sequence. This one was JJ. The top and bottom one were AA. And then do I get... I don't get any, like, screenshots of that. So I'm either going to need all of these correct, or maybe all of them blank except for this one. FG. No. Although, you know what? I did just die, so... I haven't saved once. Got plenty of autosaves, though. Thank you, game, for not making me start all the way over after, like, kind of a cheap death. But I think there's going to be a lot of that. Oh. A. FG. JJ. Anything else I can interact with? Nope. Power grid failure. Alright. Just JJ. Everything but JJ. Are they always blinking differently? No.
That diagram I saw back on the turbine. That might help me get this up and running.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at. Maybe these lines are different on the diagram. Right, is it like turned? This still looks like going in this order. Right? Unless... I could try it in like reverse order. Because we have the little traces, like in the other area. Maybe it's, I mean, if it's backwards and just hot swapped. Don't tell me I have to scan the QR code. It's been so long since I've looked at circuit designs. Maybe L2L1, T2. I mean, they're not really using any circuit diagram nomenclature here, except for these little things, which I don't think are even standard. Let's try just reversing it. Because AAFGJJAA is definitely how it's lined up. It is cool that they sometimes give you a little hint up here, or like character thoughts. Yeah, okay. FG JJ AA. But that's not it. Let me use this fucking magnet. Let's do opposite. There's no markings here, which make it a little bit difficult. Guess these are two lines. This is one line. These are two. This is one. Magnets, how do they work? Like lightning and electricity, but over a full field. Dude, I found a dude who... This streamer called Eliminate. His name is Nate. He does a lot of like EDM remixes. And the thing I found him through was, I think like a Warframe video used one of his songs. And I'm not huge into like electronic, but it was pretty good. He does a thing every week where he like has him and his community do sample fights. So they all use the same sample and then come up with different songs, or like their own song. And so he made one that was using like a meme of a door that made like a really loud bang and then kind of wobbled it as it was slowly closing, and it sounded like it was laughing. So he used that to make a an ICP lyric EDM song. And it's pretty great. Huh. So let's think here. Thing is, we have like line 1 and line 2, right? But I don't see a line 3 and 4. I see T1 and 2. So maybe like upper and lower, but if I follow this, and here's like your resistor gap. But this is connected to fucking nothing, which is not how you draw it. Is there like a double and single thing? I'm trying to use my one brain cell here. I can't ping this. So there's no... You know what my first thought, honestly? I'm gonna get out my phone and scan this QR code to see if it's real at all. Do I have a QR scanner, right? Yeah. Did you not see it? It sounded like it scanned it. Shut up, mobile registration. Oh, that's an ad. Didn't get it. It reads, there are no clues here. That's amazing. But I don't think it's giving me the right... The QR code it's showing... That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Thank you, game. This app should be on my fucking dashboard. Add to home. There we go. There are no clues here. So this is not... What if it's just all JJ? I don't need to think about the circuitry diagram. I don't need to think about the order of things. Just like... Yeah. I clicked too fast. What if there are no clues here? Right? What if there are clues here? No interactable points. I can't use the screw on any of that. Let's give the screw to him just in case. That song I was talking about, I think is called I Get Silly. Can't do anything. What if I put the straightened rod in? Yeah, okay, fine, fair. The other side of the barricade strikes you which side, that you're not sure which side it was meant to block. There are no clues here. Did I look at this? I don't know if I looked at this. Whoa. What about... Okay, this looks more like a clue sheet Is this just an adventure game? Yes. I think it's just a point-and-click adventure game. But... And I've purposefully not looked up a lot about it. But I think there's combat, or like you have to set up situations to where your character is kind of like auto-do combat and you don't die. So it has even less going on mechanically than like a Fallout. I've never seen an isometric adventure game. Yeah, it's neat. Like, it looks... I like its aesthetic a lot. I'm down for horror. Maybe just FG, JJ, and the other two are blank. But I think I tried that already. We'll try again, though. But yeah, I think it's just a horror game. And then, like, when you screw up puzzles, clearly you die sometimes. We're gonna try just FG and JJ. That fucking QR code saying there are no clues here is actually a clue, because it's telling you to go look elsewhere, dummy. Or maybe like 2 JJ because of the lines. Maybe it's like FG or nothing up top. FG, JJ, JJ. Maybe only these two work. I don't know. That narrows my options down. What am I doing? Well, okay, yeah, go over here anyway. And then back to Mac. That does it. Just the two of them.
And let there be light.
Good work. Problem though.
What?
Oh, yeah?
Can't access the rig schematics. There's a security lockdown. Stand by.
Mapping vector updated.
Okay, I'm in. There's a control room through that sealed door on the upper deck. If we're gonna override the lockdown, that's where we do it.
Got it, I'll check it out.
Okay. And the elevator that she's next to is still just on security lockdown. I thought I tried that already. Oh, the door automatically opens.
So, yeah. No chance I'm squeezing through this.
What about Moses?
You're kidding.
He's helped sort scrap before. Already has a comm rig and a QSD. We can trade items with him just like we do with each other.
Third character time.
I don't
Our
like
little
talking
robot
to him.
bear.
Every time he asks about...
He was with her when it happened.
It happened because of him.
That's not fair.
I'm just saying what it is. She jumped in after him.
It's still not fair.
Fine, I'll get the damn bear.
Here, take his key. And be nice.
Did you lose your daughter because of the robot bear that is intelligent enough to, like, ask you about how you feel about your dead daughter, but not intelligent enough to know why that's a fucking bad idea? You can't have an alien, like, without... Wow. You can't have an alien, like, without having a bishop.
I am Moses. I am
Hello,
Hope's
Moses.
best friend.
Hope isn't here, Moses.
Ah, yes. I remember. The water. I do not like water. She tried to...
Head up to the top of the rig. I need you to squeeze through an open door there.
I will not see Hope again.
Head
You
up
will
to
not.
the top of the rig. Get through the door. Now.
Damn.
Yes, Mac.
Damn. We have...
I miss Hope, Charlie.
I do too.
I miss playing with her.
We have
Too.
a, like,
Is it wrong to wish I
morose,
could stop wishing
depressed robot AI
Sometimes
bear.
I feel guilty for wishing it.
Mac would agree.
No. I think that, it isn't wrong at all.
My Charlie.
This is creepy just for the sake of being
I
creepy.
do not like water. In water, you are powerless.
Yeah, we're about to deal with that
There is a lot of water here. Water is unsafe. I do not like water.
I get
It'll be
it.
dry inside. I promise, Mose.
My Charlie.
Moses, you...
Charlie Mac, I am inside.
Okay. Now you need to get to the control room. It's on the other side of that bulkhead.
You know what? You take the straightened rod that could be used as a weapon, and the screwdriver, just in case you need to stab something. This little bear, he's a depressive bear for the sake of being a depressive bear. Various cartons of non-processed food have been stuffed into the containers. Many months' worth of leaks from rain to faulty pipes generally maintained by regular upkeep have flooded the floors and doused the interior with humidity. Soggy pieces of detritus float in the thin film of liquid muck that covers the floor. We could go up. What's over here? Like, what is this? It doesn't even get a highlight. Oh, it's another... Okay. Can I not go this way? Pipes, likely ferrying boiling water, are distilled from the ocean below. Ah, there's a ramp. Go faster, bear.
The floor is slippery here. Children should be cautious.
Oh, they are 100% setting a mood. I mean, the mood has been set, but it gets even worse for our characters with little Moses Bear here. It's cool. It's a neat design. Light flickers through the air vent, revealing a sickly pulsing light beyond. And I can interact with that. A pair of tanks containing compressed air. One tank seems to have recently sprung a leak, likely due to the lack of maintenance. Man, if one of my characters already died from like having the wrong fuel in a container, melting their flesh, this game could do horrible things to the little bear. Massive magnet clamps ensure that the bulkhead access point can be shut in case of a breach. And I could try to use the magnet on it, except it's not something that I
You're small.
can interact with.
Find a way in.
I will try. My Mac.
I don't know that he likes that. Well, screwdriver time. What happens if I try to go through the fan?
This could cause injury if it lays here.
I'm gonna cause injury to you if you keep spouting out public service announcements. This is a deep sea installation. Everything on it's dangerous, okay?
Just ignore him, Mose.
My Charlie.
Just try to go through the fan, Moses. Oh, okay. We'll turn... Oh. I see. That's weird. This changes its texture. It's definitely breaking, though, right?
I'll say this for him, he breaks things apart really well.
Thank you, Mac.
This looks dangerous, though. And I can't interact with the switch anymore. Okay, so we could go that way. That definitely feels like progress now, though. What's over here?
This place smells bad. I would like to go home now.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Language, Mac.
You can
No,
smell?
Moses.
Like your
It's
nose
okay.
works?
We'll leave soon. I promise.
I will leave soon.
Notice board. A series of notice boards displaying a variety of materials, rotation schedules, and notice of arrivals and departures of staff. Sign-ups for crew activities, TV, regulation reminders, company products, personalized iconography. Rot. Not
This is
rust.
not safe for children to eat.
Look at that. Food's still on the plates.
Yeah. They left in a hurry.
Or didn't leave at all.
The unwelcome aroma of damp intermingling with rot permeates the room. A scene of chaos with furniture driven aside and handfuls of paper left to disintegrate in the standing water blanketing the floor. Like, I'm expecting the Thing to just show up at any moment. Forlorn pool table was shoved to the side. Dampness and copiously ruined the felt. The mold has claimed much of the remaining base. Web of glass fractures burst outward from the impact point in the window. Most likely done with one of the nearby chairs. Windows here are heavy-duty glass, considering it hasn't shattered despite its damage. Also doesn't really look fractured. Maybe over here? Overturned table and chairs speak to a panicked scene, either pushed to the side to make room for something being moved through or a victim of trapped furniture. Trapped frustration. Take a look. Collectible VHS was found. First collectible. Cave. It's just a thing. It's just a... Oh my god, they all have their own UI. It's so cute. I did not know that I would be working alongside Freddy Fazbear.
Kitchens can be dangerous places. Utensils, sharp objects, and powered equipment should always be stored safely.
It's like he's programmed to give children safety tips. You'll be lurking for a bit? Cool, cool. Fine by me. I appreciate you being here in any form. False rain trickles down the window exterior, presumably from a cracked pipe above. But it is raining. Befouled collection of mugs, plates, and utensils all caked with a thick layer of rotten leftovers. The stink is invasive and aggressive, and proximity would invoke profound nausea. I guess it makes sense for him to have a working nose if he's like a child's safety bear toy. Over a dozen water bottles are reserved for cooking. Whatever chemicals are mixed into the water have long since begun to separate, spreading a sickly stain within the interior. A small mountain of plastic cutlery, plates, and bowls lies trapped within and underneath the overturned rack. A pair of menus listing what meals and ingredients are sanctioned by corporate, and a list of what provisions are delivered weekly. PDA. Lots of spoiled food. Shelves with removed shit. More rotting food. Let's check out this PDA. God, this UI. Sid Cookie Monster Mason. I like how they have fucking animated GIFs, just like a video for their ID. This didn't need to be a thing that was done, like, at all. But it's kind of a future thing, where, like, if you were flashing your ID, it would have a video just loop on it. Because it could. It's not practical, but alright. I guess it's harder to fake? Anyway, my Christmas lunch menu is Peruvian string beans and oyster soup. Not a big oyster fan. Followed by prime rib and pickled eggs, with a chestnut dressed salad on the side. Dessert will be clover leaf rolls dipped in honey, double rations for your drinking pleasure. Prime rib and pickled eggs. At least he's got a salad in there. I do like prime bread. I mean, who doesn't? But pickled eggs? I don't know. Caught a glimpse of Dr. K's new pet this morning. She's been growing some tumorous meatballs in Baron's lab. I swear I heard her cooing to it as though it were a newborn while she carried it around in a napkin. Her obsession with mixing her bodily fluids into whatever organic morsel she can find is getting to me. While cooking breakfast this morning, I suddenly panicked that she'd somehow contaminated the ingredients. There's definitely some nutty biology going on here. Which is why I still expect the thing to pop out at any point. Not long ago, I found one of her fish in the extended storage freezers, covered in pustules. A weird mucus-like goop crawled out of its gills and across the drawer interior. I swear to God, its dead eyes were staring at me as if pleading. I asked Steve to toss it, but the drawer, and to toss it, burned the drawer, and order a replacement. But I can still smell the thing no matter how much I wash. Which means it's fucking in you, mate. It's not good. I was asked to whip up a batch of goodnight juice for Kurt. He's still having those bad dreams. Tasty blend of synthetic opioids, cough syrup, sedative hypnotics, and essential oils will have him sleeping like a baby in stasis. Yeah, I don't think you needed the oils. Opioids and hypnotics. Sedative hypnotics will get that job done real quick. I'm genuinely happy that I went through all that effort to get a transfer topside. I was cooking down there long enough to get a whiff of what they were digging up. Imagine being in lockdown there. I wonder if Abdulaziz is okay. I doubt we still count as friends after the way we parted, but I wouldn't want anything terrible to happen to him. It's that synth asshole Corbin who keeps me from visiting. Gotta say, it's been a luxury not needing to worry about random security inspections, cavity searches, or its dipshit attitude. You had a synth just doing cavity searches? This corp does not care about you. Are you all fucking criminals or something? I'm no longer a holy man, but I have been praying that some Black Ops thug mistakes him for a toaster and puts a few rounds in his plastic face for target practice. That'd put a smile on my dial. Great news, the company... I mean, if you had a robot doing random cavity searches as a security protocol, you would probably have a similar outlook. Unless you're super into that. Like, if you're only casually into that, that shit would get old. Great news, the company rescue boat, Sebastian, is being prepped for departure. We've been tasked with loading boxes of reports and crates of artifacts aboard. There's barely enough space on the deck for all this treasure, so I'm not sure where it will batten down. Also, somebody else's note talked about that thing totally not making it. The flayed corpse. The ship's crew seem to shudder with disgust whenever they look at us. They aren't even Navy. These guys look like bullet stoppers. Whatever, I'm too tired to care. I'm glad most of us will be off this miserable platform in an hour. I hope Abdulaziz joins us. This is when the Sebastian rolled in. Logs erased. Guess we're part of the collateral after all. As the ship departed, I saw Baron and several executives watching us plead the way a child watches a worm eat an insect from the inside. This is the first time I allowed myself to really see his face. It will stay with me to the grave. Cap D has called a strategy meeting. An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its legs to escape. We will survive this together. Bad times. Bad times. And I'm upstairs now, right? Never mind. Let's go through this grate. The helm?
I'm in the control room.
Good work, Mose.
Whoa, cool.
Now, can you find an access point and override the security lock?
Am I allowed to do that, Charlie?
We're giving you permission.
Can he do that?
Yeah, he can. I've, kind of improved his design. He's a very smart bear now.
Sounds like she should be doing the hacking.
Now.
It sounds like she should be doing the hacking. I love the help me, and then what does this one say? Can I get a good view of that? Come on, lightning. SOS, of course. Morbidly, it seems the staff were abandoned along with the facility. Steel tubes carry data cables and control signals to the rest of the Deep Sea 15 observation platforms. Little that sours a salvage job more than finding these 3 letters, SOS. Having to sift through a location and learn what happened is an experience that profoundly affects one. Says the bear. I mean, he might be extra sentient now. Numerous clumps of paper lying on the damp floor, slowly congealing into a soft mush. How long ago did all of this happen? Is a question that is definitely not answered yet. Thin film of dirty water coats most of the floor, perpetuated by the occasional drip from the ceiling. The humid air has rustled in the skin, being pulled taut to the bone. The back of the chair is visible through the bullet wound. There are a series of work terminals and readouts, from long range and local communications to weather readouts and structural integrity reports, but unfortunately, only one seems to be powered. Every accessible surface has been covered in switches and dials to regulate this massive rig. There's a blinking light on this terminal. Check out the terminal. Kane Corporation and Mule error signals. But we can use the terminal. We can hack things. Cool. Sentry gun. Security lockdown. I mean... Oh, I can't turn it back off.
Connection secure. Firewall override. Access granted.
His glowy eyes!
I see what you mean. He's actually useful now.
Mac, please be nice.
He's a third
It's
pair
a
of
damn
hands.
toy.
Not to her. He wasn't.
Exterior and interior bulkheads are cycling pre-checks. Please be patient.
Mag doors are gonna open.
Which means... the door by Charlie. But I am not done looking around. Hello, sentry gun. Let's give this toy bear a minigun.
Hello, I am Moses. What is your name?
Moses found another body.
Getting a really bad feeling here.
Just a little further.
I think everything's... What are you hoping to find, Charlie? Let's just take this sentry gun and sell it. The enthusiastically barred door hints at the size of the facilities within. The elevator is barricaded with timber panels and braced with welded steel plates. I think one of those is doing a lot more work than the other. PDA. It's kind of weird to click on things sometimes, but whatever. Donald Big D Haskin. Haskine. Probably Haskin. We'll make all indulgences to our representative Baron as if he were Kane himself. As of this 0800 hour, the mule has initiated quarantine. Supplies and water will be rationed, so listen up, buzznuts. If this is your first quarantine experience, crockery only gets washed once per day after evening chow. Only one flush. Get used to the shitter smell or pucker up. You get one fresh water shower a day. I'll be keeping an eye on the meters. One meal pack per employee, company or commissioned, per shift. These restrictions do not apply to corporates. We'll adjust rationing to accommodate their schedule and proclivities. I'll be hassling the mule for updates on how long this will last. Hopefully it's only a drill like last time. It's been 3 weeks since this lockdown quarantine bullshit started. Somebody really humped the bunk. I miss you, Yvette. I hope you're safe down there. Yeah, there's totally a facility at the bottom of this rig. And shit's gonna be worse down there. 25 days in and still no updates. Not a word from Yvette. They barred communication between the two. The banging and shouting you've been hearing over the last hour would be the unannounced arrival of a SEC team. The ship they arrived on, the Sebastian, is moored in DS-15 Dock 5, which is out of bounds. Do not screw with these guys. They stormed the facility like they were raiding a goddamn drug lab and had itchy trigger fingers for anyone standing in their way. These war chickens are taking orders directly from corporate, and the rest of us are just in the way. I'm available if you have any questions or concerns, but keep your eyes open for goddamn sake. Or probably just for God's sake. Why is that edited? Keep your distance. Maybe he's a religious man. Keep it together, Dawn. Your crew needs you. Yvette'll be fine. I've got more bad news. The Weather Service has alerted us to a mother of a large shitstorm approaching our mobile Chernobyl from the southwest. Our own ping jockeys predict that we've got about 9 hours before it hits, so tend to any hatches and bulkheads. You know the drill. Get those supplies strapped down or brought in, and make sure your assigned cargo has been mag-locked. I want everything to be ship-shape. Let's not take any chances here. The storm looks like an angry one, and the grunt work will help us keep our minds off things, which all seem pretty bad. Corrupted log, except actually erased log. 49 of them. Attention, with the storm rocking in 2 hours, we were given the marching order. Pack up your shit and get to Dock 5 in 30 minutes. No exceptions. 49 logs in between all of that and in just 7 hours. And some personal logs. Kane's Reign. Someone at HQ didn't want us talking and flipped a kill switch. All outgoing net functionality is dead, with a single exception. Kane Luna. It's the only place our hardware is talking to right now. By the looks of it, it's a hell of a conversation. Mule comms are still good, but our broadcast blackout means they're also cut off from the rest of the world, and I'm starting to think that's the point. The Mule hardline died. No more chatter from Kane Luna. Screams from maintenance. Maybe these deleted corrupted logs are just kind of throughout. Because one person made mention of corporate definitely going in and deleting a bunch of their logs because they didn't want them talking about whatever, or any record of anything. So whatever is actually going on here, there are no logs of that. Sort of, kind of. We get people talking around it right now. Part of me regrets not boarding the Sebastian when it left, but I couldn't abandon my crew. Or Yvette. It's nice to have her close, even like this. I keep wondering if I could have saved her if I'd fought my way down earlier. Rationally, I know they'd have shot me, shot both of us, but maybe it would have been better to die together instead of just finding her too late. She's the fucking body bag next to him. Damn. I'll meet my maker soon. Waiting is agony. I'm just too tired for it. But I think it would be nice to watch the fireworks with her, to sit together one last time before everything comes crashing down, listening to our hearts beat in tune as we join the Nexus. I don't think that ever happened, because this place did not blow up. The shimmering plastic of a body bag bulges as though the contents are straining to get out. Please don't let that be the truth. Whoa. Whoa.
Children should not try this.
Correct, Moses. Why did you try it? I don't have a real heart, but I do have a brain. Fucking Mac, Charlie, do y'all have anything to say about this? Because that seems kind of screwed. Like, if I just teleport the heart to Mac or Charlie, what are they gonna say? Why is there a fucking beating meat yet artificial heart in my inventory? Moses, what the fuck, Bear? Why did you do that? High caliber sentry gun is programmed to autonomously aim and fire at targets identified by its genetic sensors. Hopefully not this heart that I just picked up. And Moses probably doesn't have genetic sensors?
Guns are not toys.
You are correct. It's a floppy drive. Depleted power cell. How did I take that out of the screen? All things in the world need batteries to work, but do not put them in your mouth. Thanks. Thank you, Moses. No, not the heart. The screwdriver. Yeah, okay. Does anybody else have... Give me the magnet. I'm gonna use the magnet on the security gun. Yeah, that's fair. Should probably give this to you too. I'll be real, I was not expecting the body bag to, like, have an item I could use. Just some fucking nails. What if I use the magnet to pull out some nails? It's more like something could be mounted there. Okay. The bear does not feel like impaling the heart on the nails. That's good. It's a weird looking magnet. Although I guess you get, like, positive, negative that way. It makes sense. That's a good audio design. That kind of got me. Okay. Sentry gun with a depleted power cell. Although it's been hooked up to their main power, which is like kind of sort of on, but not really, right? I need to like update its programming. I sneezed. Let's go back to you. Security lockdown should be over. And we're gonna take the rod and the screw. I mean, I don't know what I need. Out of order still. Security lockdown. Security implant required. What about the fucking heart? No? Is there anywhere else to go now that more lights are on? Probably not. You can go back outside. But there's like super nothing to do. Yeah. So probably we want to go back to Mac then. Who's going to be extra thrilled that the bear just found a fucking heart. Though, what doors can you go through? Right? The top one didn't open up. And there's nothing new in there besides. No, I feel like the bear still has shit to do. Yeah, because he can't go that way. Where can Mac go from here? You know? There's no openings. All of his pathways are kind of cut off. Can't interact with the terminal anymore. What have I not tried on the magnets? On the magnets. On the nails. I don't... There's our charger back here, but it was like rusted and bad, and we took the fuse out of it, so this is probably not a thing anymore, right? Oh! Look at that. But now I need another fuse. You know, just checking all my options. Maybe the heart would work as a fuse. Maybe the screwdriver works as a fuse. Maybe the magnet works as a fuse. That's an extra smart idea. Okay, so we need a fuse again. But this is where the battery goes to charge it. So that's cool. Whoops. It's very, very easy to just switch back to a character on accident when you're looking for an item. Biopower heart source is still functional. It's too bad this one is mostly meat and veins. What does that even mean? Can I mix stuff with the heart? Fair enough. Can I mix anything with the magnet? No, yeah, that feels like a key. Security implant required. And another QR code. That's probably too small to scan, actually. It's neat that the first one was scannable at all. And I can't reuse... It's critical to get the right mixture of chemicals. Yeah. The first wrong mixture just killed my ass. Ooh, morbid idea. There's no good reason for Charlie to do this. Okay. Okay. That was a little odd. I'm morbid on some morbid shit. This guy's ribs have exploded out the back of his chest. And his flesh looks like it was sewn on. Well, I guess maybe that's his jacket, right? But everything else is just like eroded. And this is extra wild. Like, those are very pretty flowers. But, ugh. This is more than just bowels of blood webbing coming out of this thing, right? That's like sinew and veins have been flayed apart. Welcome back. Did you have trouble typing there for a moment? Or were you just, like, kind of away? I'm sure that's not blood. Yes, it's only... Wait a second. Do different... It has some red paint on it. It smells like nuts. Different characters, different items have different descriptions depending on who's looking at them. Right? Or one of these implanted in my right foot back in my army days. Gross. What do you have to say about the heart? Seems as if the power source could be ripped clear of the juicy bits. Really? Can you just fucking pull that shit out? Hey.
What is it?
Separated the power source from this heart. Was completely embedded into the meat.
Wash your hands, Mac.
Ah, I see. Well, I hope the consultation went well. I can feel the electricity buzzing from this whatchamacallit. Can I... Yeah, fair. Okay. What do you have to say about the newly ripped out biopower source? Tiny mobile power source that could connect to just about anything. What about combining these two things?
That
Yep.
actually worked.
What did you do, Charlie?
Just mimicked the sound of a human heart to get this security implant to work. Nothing big.
So smart, Charlie.
That
I see why you keep him around.
sounds ridiculous. Why would it not work from just, like, attaching it? The implant can now be used to gain access to the restricted areas on this platform. However, it appears that the remaining power is limited to a single use. What do you have to say about Charlie's work? This is cool. I want to draw on this with my crayons. He really is, like, literally a child's toy, emphasizing safety. Charlie's such a whiz at fixing stuff. I'm the muscles, she's the brain, and Moses is the annoying stepchild. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that all worked. Give me that whoop, whoop. Unable to cycle elevator doors. Well, this looks like it will electrocute me to death. I don't think I have any hints. Magnet. Huh. Cool. That's more corpses. It's 3 body bags we've found so far, and just blood everywhere. Which is a little odd, because whatever happened here seems to have happened a while ago. I don't know, maybe that rusted port window is not the best indication of how much time has passed. But all the food has gone rotten. So it's been, like, days. Minimum. Clumps of dried viscera still cling to the ground, the sight and scent of what make your primal instincts spike. The hope that the splatter was caused by a dropped corpse is hardly comforting, but the alternative is far too terrible to consider. Yeah, we already know somebody was doing really weird biological experiments. Is this a fucking bathysphere? Torn pages from an operating... Oh, that's on the inside of this thing. Diving bell terminal. It is... In comparison to the surrounding, the diving bell's operational terminal appears to be rather antiquated. However, appearances can be deceiving. Body bags. Putrid excretions have stained the canvas sheets.
Oh, Jesus. I got 2 more bodies here.
Like the ones upstairs?
We should fucking
No.
leave. No, these are way
No,
less
these
horrifying
are
than
worse.
that.
And they're in body bags.
Are you...
I'm getting really close to calling this Charlie.
What do you mean worse? The one upstairs is like ritually manipulated, or its veins forcefully exploded out of its body in order to grapple onto the walls around it. Neither of those are good options. Dark water. Dark shapes occasionally brush against the underwater lights, only hinting at their size and form as they slide through the water. Undersea lamps illuminate the water's surface, shards of brightness flickering at the tips of the waves. Still, beyond a few feet, visibility is consumed by the abyssal darkness of the ocean. No doubt. Boarding bridge for the diving bell. The blood trail suggests that at least one of the bodies was extracted from the bell when it resurfaced. I feel like saving the game. Not too much over here. The sound of waves lapping at the edges of the walkway echo through the room, while the intermingling scent of salt and rot empower a sense of claustrophobia. A diving bell hangs suspended over a moon pool, the water an iris to the bell's pupil in the middle. This is kind of cool writing. Yes.
Wow. The diving bell is huge. I mean, this thing can take an enormous amount of pressure.
How far down do you think they were going?
With equipment like this, deep. Very deep.
What's it look like inside? Cool. Torn pages from an operating manual are doused with water. Text is barely legible, but it is apparent that the diving bell can be submerged at great depths. Watch me be able to, like, send it down without closing the door.
What the hell? This isn't an oil rig, Mac. It's some kind of lab.
Yeah, I see it. It explains why there's no AIS. Yeah.
I can't...
They're operating off the grid out here.
But why?
I mean, fair question. They found something, and somebody we already know was a crazy bio doctor. The wall tiling brings to mind the type of rundown laundromats found in seedy parts of town. Whoever worked here seemed to have left in a hurry, leaving papers strewn and specimens abandoned mid-analysis. You're telling me I can't highlight this thing for details? I mean, I guess it's just a skeleton. A very clean skeleton. What's this PDA say? Excuse me while I drink some water before reading a bunch. Oh no, I've got to open new water. Whoa. Elspeth. Nice hair. Weird head. Though, like, literally, that hair looks pretty good. Block's got some quality to it. Good job, graphics team. Okay. My soda water didn't want to come out of its box. I'm slowly growing accustomed to my condition following the unfortunate incident. In many ways, the news hanging over my head has sharpened my intuition and emboldened my drive. I'm beginning to accept that it was a necessary catastrophe that allowed me to push beyond my previous capabilities. The downside is that I have no one left, or no one to consult on scientific matters. The other research staff here dawdle in minor work, while the rest are goons trained only in manual labor. My closest peer is the occult expert Baron. Great! Cool! Cool! We have a bio-horror scientist and an occult expert on board. Very smart. Still, we are forbidden from addressing him directly or making eye contact, which is a ludicrous authoritarian move. Still, even in isolation, I have ideas. I've been thinking about how I can turn this curse of mine into a boon. I'm curious to see how it would affect other biomatter. Watching the cook sit at the edge of the platform and fish gave me an idea of where I could find suitable test samples. I may not have access to that sexy mule research, but my position affords me some perks, including shared samples. I've been analyzing a fascinating sample from Alpha's old Sheila project. Based on the generated model, its vestigial organs appear to have no use. The eyes were hollow sacs of fluid, and the legs were of different sizes. But Sheila is not the Holy Grail. It is merely an evolutionary stepping stone. The Pteropedia Sacchalensis 139 is our salvation, but it remains beyond my grasp as a mere cane supplicant. You got some weirdness going on, lady. Mr. Darren, while I understand that proper procedure must be followed, your ignorance threatens my research and well-being. Unfortunately, corporate is currently preoccupied with organizing the Omega construction, so I'm forced to debase myself by going through you to obtain my injections. Don't confuse these for some farcical dietary supplements. Without them, the nanites in my blood would corrode my bones to the point of shattering, after which the same nanites would perpetually rebuild the shards into increasingly hideous forms. It's not a pleasant experience, nor one that correlates with a long life expectancy. Those sound like bad nanites. Very poorly programmed nanites. Who did that to you, or what did you do to yourself? If my calcium injections aren't on the next shipment, I will ensure that your contract is terminated and your mother is thrown to the gutters. Label these as highest priority. My life and your continued employment depend on it. Damn, lady. You needed some very specialized treatment. I don't mean to gloat, but my work has yielded impressive results. The introduction of my nanites has revived cells within the bone marrow samples, and they continue to divide at a healthy rate. Moreover, the resultant growth continues to expand exponentially. Will soon be complex enough to allow for an initial biological analysis of the retrieved corpses. I managed to synthesize my very own PS-139 from the remains brought here for Baron. Watching the bioculture mature fills me with pride and relief. It will mark my milestone achievement, one of the few I've managed since we first arrived chasing those signals. Okay, so they found something here that they didn't know, and they sent a crazy bio-nanite lady and an occult expert. Very smart. I also admit to some dark pleasure in knowing I was right to stay, despite Dr. Al-Kabur's attempt to replace me with Dr. Yamada. Unfortunately, although predictably, others are covetous of success. Due to shifting scope, the experiment and all relevant documentation will be reallocated and escalated. Baron will be taking ownership, and the sample will be moved down to his lab. I doubt I'll get credit for beyond a footnote. The occult expert has a lab. That does not bode well. It really does not bode well. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? This lady who's injecting her flawed nanites into things. And an occult expert with his own lab, more top secretive and probably better funded and equipped than this lady. Fortunately, owing to my meticulous work process, I have copies of my work that I'll be keeping. If Kane isn't interested in giving credit where it's due, I'll find someone who is. I've made contact with an old friend on the mule. He's eager to share his findings with me. Excuse me. To Sid Mason, the chef. Listen here, you little bilge turd. I will personally report you to Baron if you improperly dispose of my specimens again. I won't have the baseborn interfering with company business. I should have you thrown in the brig. I demand to know who else was involved. Lady, someone could slap you and all of your bones would explode. I don't think you're in a position to be making threats like this. As if working with His Highness Baron and his proctoheliosis problem wasn't bad enough. Proctoheliosis? His ass genetics problem? That's not what that means. Proctohelio... My Latin is failing me. But star. But helix. Oh, I don't fucking know. Nothing functions properly on this floating rust bucket. They're all interfering weasels here. If Kane catches a whiff of my side projects, there may be a problem. I told my connection that our clock is now ticking. You were doing dirty backroom deals. What could go wrong times like 3? Mr. Cameron, I need you to hurry to my lab. The evacuation will wrap up within a few hours. Mule operations have concluded, and the ball has been recalled. As such, you will be required to carry specific equipment aboard the Sebastian. I am currently preoccupied with processing and collecting crucial documentation, but I have earmarked the relevant machines for your convenience. Consider this your apology for me disposing of my chordata samples. Or yes, your friend squealed like a pig when I applied the right pressure. If admission of guilt is beyond your character, I imagine the promise of escaping several weeks of water and food rationing will be an appropriate motivator. I think they went through all of that rationing anyway. PDA cloned to device. 813 AB. That's just a report. So she backed up all her data. I scribbled the code to the Chimera mass storage unit on one of the reports, and I cannot find it for my life. But not to worry, I have the research encoded on a data disk. I am leaving this PDA as a backup should I return. Onward to a bright future, probably involving lots of horrible Resident Evil shit. Oh, an odd-looking skeleton. The cracked, jagged, childlike skeleton is displayed on a medical examination table. 180. Big old pieces of skull missing. Something bone fragment. Something removed. Foreside? Foreside removed, something bone fragment. Around 1400 millimeters tall. Body is riddled with insect bite marks. I hate it. Subject. Several residual bones, something most notable in the cranium. Some sort of binding on the bones. Binding may be the cause. This looks horrible. Like the insects were maybe inside the thing. But what is this even a scan of? This is like an x-ray of a body that still has flesh and shit. Almost like insects were growing inside. A row of transparent dividers separates this room from the next. While they do little to bar entry, they convey that only those with valid credentials or equipment are permitted beyond. Let's go beyond. Hello. That's some Stargate shit. Both the walls and floor are covered with thick padding, presumably to offer protection to any valuable or fragile items of interest brought in for study, or that doctor who could maybe explode into fragments if she fell. Unfortunately, leaking water is soaked into the padding, and the sounds and sensation of walking across are not pleasant. The fuck is this?
Charlie, what in Kane is that?
It's a
I
big
don't
skull
know.
is what that is.
Whatever
That's a
it is.
warhammer is what that is.
It's ancient. And doesn't have anything to do with Kane.
Are we here working for Kane? Trying to, like, find shit for them? A large coin-shaped disc dominates the side of the room. The quality with which the stone has been sculpted suggests it was made with modern-day equipment, though the numerous symbols emblazoned on the surface do not resemble any glyphs you recognize. They look very Predator. Curtains of plastic sheeting surround the interior operating rooms or quarantine facilities. Neither association is a pleasant implication. This game likes the word implication. Various documents or scrawled notes blanket portions of the workstations, otherwise populated. Where my mouse is highlighting is a little weird, I gotta say. A cage of carved bone wraps around a black monolith of unknown origin. A bone totem? Kane lives in death. Yeah. Very much so. Like, I was expecting alien HR Giger, maybe like the sphere shit to be happening. We got a dash of Warhammer in here. Populated by a collection of archaic occult textbooks, academic journals, and digital cassettes. Penetrating photographs of the sarcophagus have been shuffled amongst the paperwork. Images reveal a deformed body encased in the stone prison. There's another little audio punch. Another kind of childlike thing. 77895. Four six six 886, maybe. I don't know. This is weird. This is very weird. And I can't ping it, so there's actually nothing to interact with there. Genetic sequencer. Let's look at the documents first. Coverstone notes redacted, a volcanic rock we have only found on the redacted. Redacted carvings made from an advanced redacted instrument. Not known.
Huh. Look at these drawings.
I like these. They are pretty.
You and I have very different definitions of pretty. Bear.
Yeah. These are extremely Predator language marks. And I'm not even huge into, like, Alien Predator stuff. I mean, I like... First two Alien movies are pretty good. But this is extremely like if you just went to go download a Predator text font. I imagine it would look very, very, very close to this. The cover slash bone is made of some volcanic rock we've only found on someplace else. They appear to be advanced cutting instrument. You heard both of the AVP movies sucked? You heard correctly. They're pretty bad. I'm trying to think. Because I've only seen one where they were like going through the Arctic. And it was really bad. Really laughably bad. Worth watching for how bad it is. Full of both like, hey, do you remember Alien? Do you remember Predator? But also like, okay, but human equipment doesn't work like that type of stuff. There's so much shit in that movie that like There's no reason. It's just dumb. It's very dumb. It's worth watching, especially if you can watch it for free. Wink, wink. And then I think there's actually like 2 more. Oh, no. There's only 1 more. I was thinking of like the newest Predator movie, which was supposedly pretty good, but I haven't seen it. And yeah, the one after that is even worse. So I hear. I've only seen the first AVP movie. It was amazingly awful, but kind of entertaining because of it. The second one was the one where people said the Predator wanted to bang a woman or something. I don't remember that at all. I remember there's the first AVP movie, which takes place up in Antarctica, and you have stuff like your human... Is it Antarctica or the North Pole? It's one of the poles. And you have stuff like your human people standing around in like jeans, a shirt, and a jumpsuit that's maybe kind of padded and warm, but they've lost all of their cold weather clothing, and they're just fine for like an extended period of time. And it culminates in like, I think there's like 3 predators and then a bunch of aliens, and it culminates in a fight between like one predator and a human versus an alien queen, and the human lady lives. So the predators are like, you're a real warrior, and they give her some predator tech, and then they fly away, and that's the fucking end of the movie, even though she's stranded like in the North Pole or the middle of Antarctica or something. It's really dumb. And then there's one which I also never saw, but I think it's just like a big allegory for global warming, but very, very poorly written. I forget if that's even an AVP movie, though, because I think there were 2 Predator movies that came out after those. And one of them is that garbage, which is, like, trying to be too edgy, and one of them is, like, takes place in the past with, like, Native American tribes, and Aubrey Plaza is in it, and that one's supposed to be pretty good. But I haven't seen any of those. All I've seen is that first AVP movie, and it's horrible. Play the AVP games instead. Those are pretty alright. Gross. No disc. Oh. It's happy. Look, the gross biomass is happy. I can't click on this? That's fucking surprising. I don't have a disc. Somebody else is going to have to find a disc. How many numbers can I put in? Only 4. Can I look at these notes yet? Yes. FFGH 0. Why the fuck couldn't they just put Predator?
It looks ancient. Like a fossil.
And not human either.
It looks kind of human.
I like this place less and less.
It looks a little human. Why the fuck couldn't they just put Predator in the Aliens movie? Like the games? Yeah, it makes... I mean, that's a little like what that first AVP movie is. Except it's 3 Predators. And it's bad. And it's literally mostly just there for... Do you remember that scene in Alien where they, like, came out of the shadows and snuck up behind people? Or do you remember Predator Vision? Or that scene where people found all the eggs? And so there's, like, a lot of that shit. And then some fight scenes between the aliens and the Predators that are mostly not good. You want to see a Predator fighting the Colonial Marines? That's definitely not a thing that happened in this movie. Yeah, seeing the Predator be a cool hunter is what's cool about those movies. And I think that's what's supposed to be really good about, like, the newest Predator movie with Aubrey Plaza. Is it's, like, the Predator being a cool hunter and then one human person barely being able to deal with it because she's like smart about stuff, which makes her a good movie because that's kind of sort of like what Arnold did, even though there was a lot of build up in that first Predator movie, right? Not this. There were notes I wanted to see. I'm looking for 4 numbers. 3180. At least. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm going to try 3180. Wait. Yeah. But I could just be missing something. Okay, it's fine.
I need the code for this thing. They
Oh,
always write
really?
mine down, in spite of Moses's cautioning on password protection.
I think the Predator movie that came before that one, that takes place, like, in 1800s America, Native American land, has a lot of, like, Marines fighting predators, or at least one predator. But again, I want to say that one's bad. 77895. See, this is too much. 466886. None of those are 4 digits. And I mean, the password might also just not be here, but I haven't really gotten anything. 77895. So I mean, what am I even trying to do here? Microwave this thing? Sounds horrible. Damn, the password wasn't boob. It also wasn't leet. And I don't want to try to spell out send nudes on this thing. At 808. Damn. Hashtag 420. At hashtag 69. Okay. Fair enough, game. $309? 1809? 1809? Hey! But I don't want to remove the sample. It's just fucking gross. We're gonna, save. Chimera mass. Ew. I'm sure I saw the amorphous blob move. Yeah, it was breathing inside the microwave. I suspect that they grew this from the bone marrow extract of the weird-looking skeleton. It might also be part of what, like, the chef was talking about moving around inside and outside of this fish thing. Fucking gross. But I can still play with this over here. Let's try putting this in the CD tray. Damn. You never know. Nice, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's like 2 different notes you have to kind of combine. Mac, what do you think of our chimera mass here? It's extra gross. Where on God's green earth did Charlie find this thing? Is that an eye? I swear it has an eye. I don't see an eye in that mass. Do you see an eye in that mass? It just looks like chemical burn flesh. Like on the outsides. And then sinewy connections that should not exist in the middle. No? Yeah, I don't see an eye in that thing. Mac does, though. Maybe he's getting it from a different angle. Sticky fun! Hope would love to play with this. No, she fucking wouldn't. Oh, I have a horrible idea. Wait, but I can't really use anything on the skeletons around here. Or this thing. Like, I need to be in a screen like this to use things. So I can't try to use this, like, on the sarcophagus. Or on the disc. Or on this thing. Yeah, I did kind of know I was playing a biotech horror game. But literally all I knew about this game is I saw some streamers I like on a podcast talk about, I was playing this game and it's really cool. It does a lot of neat things for a point-and-click adventure, like being isometric and making it really easy to kind of determine what you can interact with and what's a note. And there's some good writing. And it does fantastic atmosphere. And all of that's pretty good so far, for sure. And then they made some jokes about, like, this game, you learn one very important thing from this game, which is do not go into the ocean. And you know what? Fair enough. But yeah, they were talking about, like, it's a cool horror game. Some weird biotech stuff going on. I should read the manual first. Oh. Fucking oh. Text way too small to read. This doesn't even look like it's a different... I guess this is a little different. Doesn't even look like it's at different orientations than the two diagrams. Okay, well, I basically just saved. Diving bell terminal. Take me down.
Can you hack that?
Oh, hey, a disc.
Not by myself. Moses, I'm gonna need your help here.
My Charlie.
These are ancient looking, right? It captures, like, it kind of captures the Alien vibe by a lot of the computers, like the peripherals looking like late 80s, early 90s computers. But hey, we got a fucking... Oh, blank data disk. Didn't realize they still used these old disks anymore. However, I do know that they can hold a tremendous amount of data. Yeah, it's like a zettabyte floppy, you know, whatever. Those are MSX computers, like the way the keyboard has all the different little... You can tell those are MSX computers? I've never seen those before, I don't think. Just shit that looked like it. Cool. If it were like the old Compaq Dell, I'd recognize that instantly, but I've never seen that layout. Frame this along with my floppy disk and CRT screens. Right, exactly. It... Well, I don't know. If it can hold a tremendous amount of data, that's a little bit bigger than fucking floppy disks and CRTs. A little bit newer. Plastic floats in the toilet. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Bear. It's very useful. Give me that back. It's blank. You only know... Wait. Wasn't there another place I could use a CD? Genetic sequencer. Are we programming the biomass? No. We're copying this thing's genetic data. I'm going to take that back just in case. MSX was a computer standard invented by Microsoft and some Japanese hardware manufacturers? Gotcha. So really, like... Oh, it didn't really leave Japan. Ah. That's definitely why I've never seen it then. You don't really see it in movies or even old home equipment. I can't ask it to pop out a thing. I'm gonna leave Charlie outside the fucking bathysphere. And then I think you had a CD tray, right? Give me that. Shoot at whatever the fuck this is. Wait, but then if I borrow this and I walk in front of the gun, this thing is probably still out of power, but just in case. Okay. Well, we're not getting obliterated by the gun. Still don't know how to charge the thing. Wait. I told it to shoot at that biomass, right? Yeah! That's a well-animated JPEG as opposed to the other 3D models. Nice. Now, I need to figure out how to charge this thing. I need another fuse. No one has anything that will serve as a fuse. What about your hand? Just put your hand in here. Okay, fine. It's a little bit of progress. We need to get our bear friend over here somehow. Wait, I can't go back up? Elevator doesn't work anymore? Man, Charlie over here is going to be talking like, I need to go just a little bit longer, a little bit further, so we can find something of value. Right up until she, like, goes into the fucking bathysphere and goes miles down. The steel walls curve to mirror the interior, a metallic cage to confine whatever may emerge from the depths below. Can you go around above? No, you can. But there's nothing there. Immense apparatus hangs in the air, supported by the groaning arms of metal latticework. That shit didn't get destroyed by storms. What else can we do over here? I need to find something that works as a fuse. Which we're not going to find here. Because, like, I have the security gun set up to just annihilate that door. One of the first logs I found was talking about seeing those things bust through tank armor. So it probably works. This is still smoking. I saw that! I wonder what new horrible truth popped up about Blizzard in the past couple of days. Because normally, whenever there's big, terrible allegations that usually have a lot of backing evidence and witnesses and what have you, they just release a new Overwatch character. But they didn't have one ready, so now they're bringing it to Steam. I mean, Overwatch is still doing okay, I think, player base-wise. I still see people stream it every now and again. But they're just not developing things as well as they could. Wait, what did the screen say before I clicked it? Shit. It's probably not important, but I wanted the lore. Microsoft just closed their purchase of Activision Blizzard. Did it not go through? Because that would make them want more money real quick. Also, I don't know. I mean, the people in charge over at Activision Blizzard definitely need to be dethroned. Removed, one could say. And also brought into court for like a bunch of different reasons. Microsoft could be a much better leader. Sony caved and the purchase went through. I think Sony's doing fine all on their own, to be honest. They don't need Activision Blizzard. I need to find, but I really haven't been paying attention to all of that. All I know is every single time Blizzard tries to hype shit up, it's usually because they've immediately gotten in trouble of some sort. Can't interact with anything in here. I need a fucking fuse. Made a deal to get Call of Duty on PlayStation for 10 years or something? Oh, damn. Microsoft is desperate. There was like an Xbox, I forget what it is. I think it's like an official Xbox stream. It's not even like a dev stream. I mean, getting Call of Duty... Didn't Call of Duty already come out on PlayStation stuff? It wasn't only Xbox, right? But like, if it is now exclusive on Xbox, or exclusive on PlayStation for the next 10 years, then Microsoft has very little. Like, Xbox-wise. Right? Maybe... Yeah, if it's still cross-platform... But they have very little exclusive stuff, right? I mean, both of them have very little exclusive stuff right now. Sure. But you've had, like, Returnal and FF16 and Final Fantasy VII Remake, both parts, that are big on PS5. Granted, FF7 Remake Part 1 was also on PS4 and PC now, but it took a while. It'll still be PC and Xbox. Yeah, but what I mean is, like... So there was like an Xbox podcast a while back. Like a couple months, but 2 or 3 months back. And you had... shit, what's his name? I want to say Phil Spector, but I don't think that's it. You had one of the big, like, Xbox Live guys who always does their big showcases where they preview new games, and they haven't really been doing a lot of that recently. And he was basically whining that, like, they didn't have the good exclusives. And it was not fair that the other consoles were, like, doing much better and could treat their players better, because they wanted to be able to treat their players better than they are, but they just... It's hard for them to compete. It was like, it was really funny because he was going back and forth in between, like, almost whining and catching himself in the act of whining. Xbox is just kind of in a bad spot right now. Like, yeah, you can definitely joke about both of them not really having too many exclusives, but Xbox, like, kind of shit the bed with the most recent Halo. I feel like this is definitely the next step. And that version of Halo is still kind of mucky. So they just don't have a whole lot going on. Whereas, like, Sony's doing okay. Let's see. Got the disc, imprinted the genetic information on the disc. Was able to put that in the Gatling gun and staple the meat with the genetic information onto the door. So we can blow it open if we can power the Gatling gun, which means I need to recharge that fucking battery, which will require a fuse of some sort. And none of this even begins to give me one. Like, it says I can touch these, but... or this, but I think that's just not removed the interaction thing since. Because I was like, well, what if I could bust a fuse out of the microwave here? But nah. I will say, even though I'm like kind of running into roadblocks every once in a while, this function is excellent. The combination of this and this are amazing. Like, you could always do things like hold tab. A ton of games have stuff where you can like hold tab and see what you can interact with, and this one like goes the extra half step of being like, this is a bit of information, this is a thing you can interact with. But here, one of the worst things about adventure games like this has always been like, okay, but on a screen like this, what can I actually interact with? And then I'm just gonna go pixel hunting because I don't know what to do. So can I like press any of these? And this game doesn't have that problem ever, because you can just do this and like, here's what you can interact with. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I like that a lot. I don't get anything out of this. I can't ping here. So this is just a document. I can't do anything about it. What is... I like that somebody has a very similar way of circling things. It's 2 circles. That's a nice little graphic touch. It's clearly not the same red marker texture reused. What does this contrasted with this arrow mean? Can this fucking thing go in 2 different directions? It's just pointing to this paragraph. Of what use is this page then? There's like wave level. Your internet is starting to go out every night now? That's not good. That's super unreliable. Or like reliably bad. You know? Nothing. I need you. Maybe I can go back and something's different. I can go back. Probably moisture getting in the connection. That's a thing. There's also like a lot of heat going around, right? But if it's at night, it'd be hotter during the day. So it could be moisture, especially if you're experiencing like storms. need to see if I can find another fuse. I don't remember a thing walking around. You look and sound like a regular rat, though. It's just a PDA. Yeah, I usually have internet go out whenever they, like, do either scheduled maintenance, which will usually happen at, like, a specific time of day, or wind storms knock things out. This is where that tape was, but I never examined this before. 8 stars. 8, like, cardinal direction icon-looking stars. Big old crowd. Can't really get anything from that. Cool looking. Very cool looking. I never looked at this before. I like home team and other home team. It's pretty good. Something captains for getting pool numbers. 2 F Gampties. Back in a few minutes. See you soon. Sorry, I thought I heard like a voice. Can you go back out? No, once the characters are split up, they're pretty well split up. Let's see. I've tried giving both of my items over to Charlie for her to fix them together, and that's not a thing. Go through all the character logs, but that's not important right now. This is most recent. Need to hack it. Need the code for this thing, and then we did that. Shit's less and less human. I like how you get like the perspective, you get the icon for the person you were playing, and then the transmissions of the others, and Moses almost doesn't have an icon. It's kind of neat. Damn, I need a fucking fuse. I have nothing to interact with. Can I... Yeah, the only thing I can interact with is putting the battery back. Okay. Shit, I'm stumped. Can I go... Oh, I have an idea. Can I still interact with this thing? There it is. It worked for a little bit to open the gate, and then I get the fuse back. Of course. I was thinking about getting the whole thing and just breaking the fuse out of it. You don't even need to do that. You just automatically grab the busted fuse. Well, correct to assume I needed a fuse. Charge that shit. It's done shaking. Charged power cell. Bear. I kind of love that the solution is just like, we'll go get the fuse you used earlier,
Something is
stupid.
activated behind me. Something colourful. Hope loved colours.
Behind you? Oh, ooh. Oh, this thing was powering the holo table. Wait. Okay, cool. Ghostly visage floats in silence above the holo table. It appears to show a man-made structure of the ocean floor. The other two don't have anything to say about this? That looks like a big structure. Like a tiered, layered structure underground with some runoff. And like a satellite or something floating around it? Either way. Fire. Woo!
What the hell was that?
I opened a door.
A door? What'd you use, dynamite?
Guns are not toys, Mac.
He has a gun now?
What are you complaining about? He didn't shoot you.
Not yet.
I am a very smart bear now.
That fucking minigun was unhinged. It should be able to, like, shoot straight. And it totally couldn't. It sounded like a window broke. It shot all over the place. Just like bam, 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 bam. I was kind of afraid Moses was going to get hit. It also annihilated the door with, like, a single shot. And then, oh! Well, that's convenient.
I'm here, Charlie.
Good work, Moses. I need you to override the terminal inside the big metal ball. Can you do that?
I am a smart bear now.
We'll see how smart. Okay, question becomes, do I want both of them in the sphere when we go down? Because maybe have more people at the bottom. It'd be kind of wild if you could change the game dynamic like that.
This place is not safe or happy. Children should not play here.
Correct. I hope you become even smarter.
Connection secure.
Whoa!
Firewall override.
He's ghosting the shelling it, almost.
Charlie, computer says doors are open. I'm heading your way.
Okay, roger that.
Oh, all three of us meet back up and go down, huh? Must play as... I just forgot his name. Charlie, Moses, and...
I'm inside. This place is leaking bad.
Seem intact?
It's solid. Kane built it like they build everything. To last.
Do you have different... No, you don't have different descriptions on, like, what's going on. Yeah, it's too bad.
How long has that food been there, you think?
Don't know, hard to tell. With all the moisture.
They do have
At least
dialogue,
a few
though.
weeks.
That's cool. That's cool. Because you don't have to come over here with this guy at all. Nothing to say.
Rig this size, there'd be a big crew. What happened?
What if they're stuck below?
Underwater? Wouldn't last long under pressure like that.
Depends on what's down there.
Not literal pressure, because clearly, if they build shit to last and there's a base down there, then it's probably fine. Welcome back. I made the brilliant move of going to get the fuse I had used previously. Shit worked.
Rest in peace, Captain. May your mind reach the Nexus.
You really think he had a transcendence implant?
You never know.
Transcendent, like their minds get digitized and sucked out of their bodies on death?
Those bodies. Maybe a shark attack?
I think that
Wounds are
probably
too
happened
uniform.
in here.
Shark teeth rip the shit out of flesh.
Language, Mac.
What about that guy upstairs? The damage on him?
Yeah, that was something else. Intentional. Maybe someone lost it. You know, went psycho.
Yeah, maybe. We have an occult expert around here. You don't have extra lines in here, do you?
What in hell?
Have you ever?
No. Never.
Yeah, literally, let's just take this and go. Not that we could, actually. It won't fit on the boat, and we couldn't move it. But if you're just looking for fucking valuables, we should get the fuck out of here. Because my characters weren't even sure of, like, what this place was whenever we were approaching it. And we found documents that have been, like...
I don't think we should be doing this. We don't have any idea where this thing goes.
Right.
It goes down.
You know what I mean.
Okay, Moses.
I'm not going back to the boat. You can leave if you want to, but I'm staying.
God damn it, you take too many risks too easily.
Yeah,
And
for
you
real.
don't fight hard enough for things that are important. Mac, this one time. Will you just trust me?
We've already trusted you
You're
once,
all we've
Charlie.
got left.
We're all we've got left.
Fine. Okay.
Like, I was about to be like, do my people work for this cane company, and we're here to retrieve some specific shit. But we didn't even know what this place was, so we're just fucking salvagers, right? This is way too much. Well, to the depths, then. I don't like that. That looked more than just like ironwork. Maybe it was a cable. That's a cool transition, just only following the light. That's neat.
This thing just keeps on going.
Doesn't this remind you of, like,
Have you ever been this deep?
Deep.
slightly
Yeah, the
higher
closure was
res
close.
StarCraft
Now I have.
visuals?
That was under an ice shelf.
Deep.
I love that job. It's good, clean salvage. In and out, no surprises. No bodies.
We are deep.
Yes, there are bodies. We've worked with bodies before. So far, there's been
So
nothing.
far.
Why?
I'm sorry, Mac, but you know I'm right. You know without this, we're at a dead end. We won't be able
Are
to.
we underwater?
Just for a little while, Mose.
I do not like water.
I don't know, they remind me of, like,
Water, you are powerless.
At least the bear gets it.
they remind me of, like, StarCraft video stuff that doesn't have anything to do with, like, the Zerg or the Protoss, but just inside Terran people talking to each other. Weird moats. Lots of huge skulls. A crab wearing a skull. That's cute. Kane Corporation has noticed us. Oh, yeah, almost certainly I mean StarCraft 2. They just kind of have that vibe. The like, aesthetic of it. Chapter 2. I looked up how long this game was supposed to be on how long to beat, and it's supposedly like 10 hours. This is probably a good stopping point. I should look up... Let me look up how many chapters this game has first. But we'll let this rock.
Warning. Docking bay depressurized. No atmosphere present. Warning.
Well, glad it told us. We'd be dead in 90 seconds in there.
Not just us. If there's no life support, does that mean there's no survivors?
Almost certainly.
Charlie Mac, I do not need life or support.
Lucky you.
Yes. Moses, go for it. See if you can pressurize everything out there.
How's he gonna get out without depressurizing this place? Right? Okay, we'll get out of the sphere. I mean, let me save. What else can I interact with? Literally only this? Okay. So this seems like... Warning, no atmosphere present. Do you want to proceed? We hit proceed and everyone dies. Oh, service hatch. Okay.
Welcome to the Mule. You are now in the lobby.
I see. This is already kind of cooler than above. Diving gel juts ponderously out of its arrival dock. An immense mechanical boils simultaneously a prison and a protective haven. Juca Cola! Yucca Cola!
Hide and seek would be the best game choice here.
No bodies. No one at all.
And it looks sealed off.
Where did everyone go? Someplace further in?
Yucca is a tonic that can be used to alleviate a range of illnesses and neurological conditions, including fatigue, nausea, and smallpox. Cool. Some locked doors, some cables. I think this is a pretty good little stopping point. At the very beginning of Chapter 2, we got down to the depths. So, that's where I'm going to end things. Tomorrow, sometime after work, maybe around 10, maybe a little bit later, be doing some Street Fighter 6. I haven't put anywhere near enough time in that game, so I'm like, bad still. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably just World Tour shit. I want to get up to where I can, like, get Cammy style, and then just use that everywhere. And see how that go. Good night, and thanks for Hey, thanks for hanging out. You'll be doing some work. Oh, hey, you know what? While you're here, Tiberian, I could use another invitation to Breeze Discord, if you can hand one of those out, because the one in our chat was expired. And I still need to thank her for the raid, like a couple weeks ago, right? So I could use that. I don't want to go in and advertise or anything. I just want to be like, hey, thanks. And then I'll be in it. Can hang out. But yeah. Sent? Cool. I think I have my Discord open right now. I do. Let me join that shit. Yay! Bree Discord. Wow, that's an even spicier image than normal. Bree Discord joint. Nice. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna be back with some Street Fighter 6 tomorrow. Though it'll be after work, so I'll be super fucking tired. And then Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be doing We Heart Katamari, the new King content. I've like totally beat the original content in that game, but haven't touched any of the King stuff, so that'll be fun. And I'll probably do that Sunday, because Saturday I close. But I also have like FF14 Manderville stuff to do and new Honkai stuff to do. And I don't know, should I stream that? Should I not stream that? I don't know. I imagine next week's schedule will look pretty similar to this. Except I might have a Deus King collab on Tuesday instead of Hi-Fi Rush. But hey, that Hi-Fi Rush DLC is great. It's super cool. And a lot of fun. She might play SF6 with viewers later tonight, but no telling if she'll make it. That's fair. I totally understand being like, I'm too busy or too tired or something came up. I don't really know her schedule yet, but I imagine I'll be able to see stuff in her Discord. So maybe I could hop in and get a little bit of practice. She's actually been competing in like, you know, small kind of online organized tournaments. So she's definitely better than me. She plays Luke, right? Luke's a pretty good all-rounder character. But I've got a lot of other fighting game experience, so maybe I'll, if I'm done with dinner and she's in the middle of streaming, I might try and hop on. Either way, yeah, thanks for hanging out. Anybody watching in the future, thanks as well. I'm gonna make some dinner, play some Street Fighter tomorrow, Katamari over the weekend, and I had a thought of something else, but I forgot. So, yeah, Rad Mahou. I'll see you all next time. This game's really cool. Check it out. I'll be back with it next week, for sure. Bye-bye.